Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Gamestah Heroes of the Storm Ember series. We are into map 2 of a best-of-3 grand final. It is Fission taking on Fusion. You did not mishear that. It was Fission taking on Fusion. And the Fission guys, the previous champions of last week's Ember series, have gone one up on in this series. And now the next map will be Battlefield of Eternity, as Fusion are on blue, Fission will take red, and once again your casters for this match will be Skinny and Starving.
Well, indeed. You want to take it away this time?
Well, indeed. I'm just waiting for the boys in blue, that is Fission, to ready on up. And the losing team were Fusion in that case, so they do get to choose the map, whereas Fission get first pick. So let's just see how this one pans out. Is this going to be the map for them to bring it on back? We've seen, at least in the global series, that a map like this, if you're having a lot of aggression, you find yourself that sort of snowball early lead.
Yeah.
You can close out games extremely quickly, which is kind of ironic given the name of Eternity.
Yeah. I mean, well, you don't want the game to go forever, do you? So, I mean, Battlefield of Eternity should be called, Battlefield of Short Time Span, really. Because it's quite a quick moving map. You find, most teams finish this game quite quickly because you get the immortal or whatnot, and it just goes through, it does its job and just punches on through. If you have heroes like Sylvanas, you can find yourself really pushing on that pressure and really snowballing off that advantage.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's
gonna be interesting to see what sort of like characters they ban out and that sort of thing. We are just waiting for Team 1 Fission to get ready, so maybe they're a bit nervous about their last game. Been playing pretty well today, though. I mean, they've certainly been showing that since the absence of negative synergy, that, they aren't to be meddled with, and they arguably may be one of the better teams hanging around at the moment.
Nice.
So, yes, we're just waiting for Demise to be up now. Demise and his team, I should say. Sorry about that. Yep, now they are ready, so the draft is now live. So here we go. The first pick is on the side of Fission. The first ban, I should say, Skimmy. And what are some good bans on this map?
It used to be Taronde back in the day, but I don't think it's the best to go for anymore. I mean, it still might be a case in ANZ where people, once again, come for picks. They know how to use it. Main reason for that is the Hunter's Mark just does a lot more damage, empowers your team to really win those trades. But usually you're looking for bruisers. Drayman is usually a first pick on this map because he just alone can solo the Immortal down.
As well.
And he can literally just take one down with the increased damage. Sonya, another strong opening as well, but we're looking for big targets here. So Faster, once again, a great map for him to go on. Sylvanas as well, similar to Infernal Shrines, can punish you.
What about the Illidan? Is Illidan quite strong on this?
Illidan can, but it really relies you once again building your whole comp around him.
Exactly,
and
which most teams are quite aware of as well.
If the team knows how to play the Illidan comp, then cool. But if the team knows how to go up against it, well, it's a bit scary.
Oh, actually, we do see something I want to talk about really quickly. Sonya ban, quite normal, Aretha ban. Do you think that's kind of like a respect ban in a way?
It's absolutely a respect ban. They realise that, hey, Demise plays a ton of Aberfur. They were talking about it. Greymane is going to be the first pick. No surprises there. It's whether or not Fusion, how they respond to this one. They might just go for the ETC kill fast. An extremely strong combination combined together. They've got the ETC, but they value the faster just that much more. Interesting.
Not bad. I do like that as well. It means Yeah, definitely. So, definitely hovering a couple of weird things there. But, wow, definitely. So, they can't even decide between the Arthurs and the good old other tank there. But, they do have 20 seconds to work with here. So, we're just going to wait and see what's going on.
I'm very... Okay, so they do go for the Arthur. So I was going to say, the only thing I can really think of for the Artanis is that if it reaches late game, he can 1v1 any of those quite easily. Illidan will... Well, he won't be prepared really for that, but it's a case of whether it reaches late game or not. Arthas just gives him another big body, gives him somebody else to protect the Raynor with. Not to mention, you don't want Lieutenant Morales to get jumped on that easily.
Something to keep in mind as well is the stim pack could actually be an option here, Skimmy. He could actually stim pack the Raynor. They have quite a nice team comp for just protecting the Raynor as well.
Yep.
Protect the Raynor comp. You've got the Gust, you've got a lot of CC from Arthas, ETC, Disruption, you've got Slows, you've got, he might even go the Deathcore build in which he can be a lot more aggressive. So say Illidan jumps in, he gets a lot of damage out to him. Sinjin Ghost got so much control. I really like the side.
You might be onto something there, because the Medivac build, or at least what I'm trying to think, combined with the Raynor for backdooring, usually requires you to have a lot of shields. We saw Sanctification was used as a result in that sort of cheesy build, but I'm thinking Stimpack could actually work quite well here.
Yeah, it just really depends how they choose to handle the Illidan, I guess, in this sort of composition, because Illidan's bad enough by himself, but when you've got Greymane closely following Skimmy, there's not a quick match I want to be involved in, let's just say that much.
Yeah, I'll tell you that much. I mean, what really buzzed me out is if they go Stimpack and Rhaegar's like, you know what, who needs an Ancestral? Let me just go Bloodlust.
Yeah.
I'll be very keen, because you can imagine Greymane with, honestly, his already buffed. And then Illidan on top of that.
Lord,
People can be like, it's like a Gatling gun. What can you do?
Gomo no Gatling gun. So that's going to be fantastic. Can't wait to get into this one. Of course, once again, ladies and gentlemen, you are tuning into Gamestah Week 3, Game 4 Grand Finals.
It is.
And, it's between Fusion and Fission. Fission are 1-up at the moment. So it's best of 3. If they win this one, they've won the Grand Finals, won themselves $50. Smack
week 2 and week 3 in quick succession as well. So
negative synergy aren't around, and they aren't going to be able to snuff.
They're going to definitely take that prize money, whilst negative synergy aren't here to actually contest that one. But
yeah, definitely.
Just to reiterate, if you don't know which team is which, right now Heroes Draft is a slight bit bugged, and blue team is going to be Fission, red team is Fusion. Who do you fancy in chat? Let us know. We're going to be drafting our predictions right now. Looking at the two, is there any clear favourite for yourself?
To be honest, I'm really liking the side of Fusion at the moment. Team Red, Team 2. They've got a really nice front line. They've got a lovely back line as well. Raynor by himself, I remember he used to be so strong, in which he was picked up pretty much like every game as the AD carry. And just against, Team 1, if Illidan, dives in, tries to get in onto the Raynor, he can, maybe push him away with the shell if he's quick enough, let's be honest. They do have a couple of ways to get out of a bad situation. So I'm really liking the comp. I think it can work. My money's on Fusion for this one to bring it back 1-1.
Yeah, I'm just curious as to whether or not Illidan goes Hunt or Metamorphosis. As bizarre as that sounds, the only argument I really have for it is the fact that Illidan could go in the mirror matchup against Falstad, and then as soon as Falstad flies in, he can hunt it as well, and he doesn't get punched. He can soak and...
even with Morales as well, you kind of want
to
be
just
on
jump
Morales.
On the Morales, exactly, yeah. So I'm curious to see how this one pans out. I think they're going to definitely just try and collapse on Morales, take her out straight away, because Medic is extremely strong in this early stage of the game, but the later it goes on, easier for her to be taken out.
Yeah, definitely. So, I mean, what we're going to do here, guys, is, we're going to jump into the game. Kid Fox is there waiting with all your suggestions, all your comments, all your MVP predictions, all of that stuff. So get talking to him in the chat, because he's waiting for you, aren't you, Kid Fox, over there?
Absolutely.
So, sorting that out over there while us casters, we're doing our thing, and we're going to be jumping into the game. So who we have on the left-hand side, Skimmy?
Well, on the left-hand side, it is none other than Fission looking to take out week number 3. It's Demise playing Illidan. Chop is on support. He's playing Rhaegar. Revolve to solve. We'll try and solve this one. He's playing Muradin. Jim Jam is on that Li Ming, and Lahal's playing Greymane.
Indeed, on the right-hand side, we have Fusion, not to be confused with Fission. We do see Hiccup playing ETC, James on Raynor, who played a fantastic first that earlier. Moops on Arthas, Hux playing Lieutenant Morales, the support, and Nick the Mick Felstad. But here we go, and already an early engage. It might actually break out. Hiccup stacking the back line already. The Hull's jumping in with ETC, trying to do as much as they can. Lieutenant Morales healing up James desperately, but very nice position for himself to find himself in. Demise already forced to jump out. Death Glow is already on cooldown, and he's very low. Revolve to solve though. Evasion being popped, but no, that is not enough. Revolve to solve might actually get taken down as well. Such a start. 14 Fusion, and this is what I was talking about, Skinny. So I think my money was placed on the right team. What do you think about that?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just loving the fact that he's gone for the Arthas here. Arthas against Illidan. It's like Warcraft 3 all over again.
Yeah.
And he says, I'm going to win this one. But look at that. They go for the fight. They've gone for the bot lane. And they're going to go for the XP lead.
A bit of BM coming out to the chat as well. So hopefully you viewers can't see that, because this is, of course, you know, PG.
A PG audience for the family.
children.
For the children.
So, you know, hopefully you guys can't see. I'm sure you can't, though, so that's always good. But we are going to be moving along here as we do see a fight breaking out. You know, they're trying to posture around for something, as we do kind of see like a mirror fight going on in these maps.
The funny thing, though, is starting right now. Nick the Mick is taking on 2 members. Finally, Lahal's like, right, I might as well just go away because Nick the Mick doesn't need me. But look, they actually did a fair chunk there, but
Yeah.
Lahal's still sticking around, so Falstead is actually worth 2 people, apparently.
He gets a lot of worth off the evasion as well. He can like dive into the towers and do silly things like that. ETC's posturing is really nice as well, but double tank meta, this is something we saw a lot of in the alpha skimmy and in the beta as well.
It's what I predicted we'd see a lot more of as a result of that patch, which made tanks a lot more strong. So I'm curious to see how this goes. Oh, that power slide. He tried to predict their hiccup, but he doesn't catch Jim them there. Thankfully for Li Ming, as they now begin the race on towards these 2 immortals.
Yeah, definitely, and this is when, you know, these early fights can really swing in the favour for Fission if they choose to. So trying to do as much DPS as they can. Looks like Nick the Mix found himself a bit of a 1v1 against Lahal, and Shot coming in to back him up, but no, Lahal does get taken out. Fusion just too much punch on for them, I'm afraid. Moves is getting healed up as well. Lieutenant Morales really showing the worth in these early stages.
Exactly like I said during the draft, you know, Morales is going to do a lot of work early on. That healing is so frustrating, and if you can't reliably jump onto her, what can you do? Demise is now jumping onto her there, but it's not before Muradin dies. He gets taken out the fight straight away. Demise now in a risky situation. He can't jump to a friend, he can't jump to a foe. Jim Jam is completely off into the side. Demise is still running. Barrel roll comes out from Nick the Mick. There goes Lightning Shield. There goes the Hammerang. See you later.
He's desperately trying to find a friend there for a, you know, a solution out of that one, I'm sure you can say. But, you know, Illidan does go down in that we exchange. This is definitely going to force this in the favour of Fusion. Found themselves a little advantage, and the talent here is theirs.
They have indeed, and you know, well, unfortunately, the Immortal is not favourable on their side. It's gone on towards the enemy side, but they do win that first half trade as they now look to... actually, no, I just outplayed myself. Sorry, it is on their side. It is favourable for them. They're bursting it down quite fast. The shield is very healthy right now. It's a 14k shield unless Fission decide to respond to this.
Yeah, definitely, and a bit of a fight's going to continue to break out here as Demise is so keen to get some kills. They do actually manage to pick up this Immortal, but nice kill onto Arthas here with the assistance of Illidan. Pickup is actually looking really body block right now, but wow, that power slide range and speed's just going to allow him to slip right on out of there.
This is exactly what I was talking about, Starving. You get a Immortal this strong, this early on, you know, that's going to push a far bit down that lane.
Definitely, and it's not something you want to be caught out with in the early stages of the game, so they'll start to deal with that while the rest of Team Fusion actually runs down to the bottom lane to deal with Illidan and get some more soak as well. It's going to assist them in just really pushing their advantage that they already have, and wow, what a position to be in at such an early stage of the game here.
The interesting thing, though, is they actually gave up that 14k shielded Immortal, decided to go to the bot lane. They're going to try and basically soak even further, establish the next talent tier just that much quicker. They're waiting for somebody to show up, but nobody has shown up. They were all committed to the top lane. Revolve Dissolve's already beginning to get from the top. Fusion's already need to actually respond with their own now.
Yeah, definitely. So the XP advantage has been minimalised a wee bit, so Fission actually playing that really nicely, I think. They're managing to pick up themselves an easy camp at the top as well, which is going to help them just relieve that pressure, and Reyna's going to have a bit of trouble dealing with that himself. Having his passive to deal with, you know. So level 6, no level 10 in sight, and the advantage is still for Fusion, but they need to play this very carefully. Demise can get caught out, as we did see earlier, so yeah, need to be very careful.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the builds now. Jim Jam is going to go for the all build, it seems to be. Not valuing the health, more so trying to do that damage from afar. Hiccup secures that second tower in the bot lane, so it's only a wall to protect them as they look to rotate. Level 7 has been picked up, but that XP gap is slowly shrinking.
Yeah, definitely, and we do see the members rotating up here, maybe to try and get some kills. Revolve Dissolve's the only one really there at the moment, though, but they do actually see them move around a wee bit. Hiccup looking to try and get a kill here. This may actually be pretty bad for Chop, as he does get picked out in a bit of a weird situation. Woven Toss still available for Muradin, as he does just jump on out of the dangerous way there.
So they didn't pick up the Kazra in the bot lane, they're forced to clear top. Now Illidan says, sweet as, you don't get that, I'll get it instead then. Exactly. So it's an interesting situation. I mean, mercs like these aren't that highly contested, they don't tend to do too much. Whereas the Shaman camp that Gramian's currently working on now is definitely the one to go forward.
It's just auto push power, really, isn't it?
He just keeps summoning dogs. I mean, if you don't kill him, that lane just automatically pushes forever.
Definitely. So definitely something to look out for if they do leave there. I do think a smart play for Fission now would be to maybe try and force a fight just to kind of get the aggression. Oh, but look at this. The Immortals actually spawn now as well. So Lahal and Demise already on the point. Look how much damage they can do in just such a short space amount of time.
And exactly what I was talking about. Greyman alone does a fair chunk of damage. And you can see Lightning Bomb being picked up by Rhaegar, so allows him to just burst down even that much quicker. No damage was done on towards Fission's Immortal. This is a bad situation, a bad start for Fission. They need to look for a fight and they need to look to win it.
Yeah, but they're definitely going to be looking to defend this Skimmy, as we do see Moops and Hiccup, both tanks for the side of Fusion, taking the front line here. Demise sitting back at the back line, but he needs to play this so careful. He has actually opted for the talent to dive back to teammates though, so he may be alright. Dwarven Yacht Toss being used by Mirrodin to get out of there. Jim Jam being dropped so low. Hiccup almost getting a kill on him. Oh, nice shot by James there. He's just saying, nope, you're not going anywhere. Chop's probably going to go down as well, I'm afraid. Indeed. So nice turnaround by Fusion. They're probably going to be able to pick themselves up this Immortal if they defend this nicely.
Beautiful plays by them, and as a result, they now do start to rotate down. They shouldn't all commit, which is not what they're doing so far. So a great job by them. If they have two bruises up here, trying to defend for as long as possible. They need to try and keep them off for as long as possible, delay them, try and work this one down, but the DPS deficit is just so high now. 6k damage they're going to try and do before Demise can solo this one out. It looks like it's not going to be enough. He's forced to back away. Lahal jumps and he can't do much. Revolve to solve is like three-man power slide, but it doesn't get followed up.
Yeah, but look at Demise. He's just so keen to get this, in fact, and they're doing a good job of actually distracting them from, you know, potentially getting their own Immortal, but you know, luckily the Rainer is sitting down there. He is able to get that, but look at that. They might actually get some kills here, making a bad situation quite good for themselves. Revolt to Solve being so aggressive. They do get a kill into Morales and in the Arthas, and it does look like James may also go down as well. Yes, indeed. So that's 3 picks.
I was just going to say, that was a great delay by the two bruises. Excellent sort of coordination on a macro level by Fusion, but the fact that they all died afterwards, I don't know if that was worth it at what cost.
Yeah, especially because, you know, they got themselves an Immortal. All they really had to do was back off. Unfortunately, you know, they're not paying off for them there. So just going to have to see how much worth that gets from Revolve to Solve being so cheeky and actually opting to do something.
They actually starting got an XP lead out of that, and it all really stems from the Khazra pushing bot lane that they never picked up in the first place. So once again, if you leave mercenaries, or actually I should say, if you get mercenaries at the right time, you find yourself free XP. And look at it, they picked up Hunt.
Yeah, definitely. So it's something Skimmy touched on before the game actually started, and the Hunt may be used to actually hunt down Huts there and pretty much just hack on and try and get that kill. But look at Revolt to Solve here, getting dropped so low. Chop, indeed, just having to babysit a Mirrodin of all people to heal him up. And yeah, but look at Illidan again, Skimmy, just sitting at the top line, being such a nuisance, picking up all these camps, and with that immolation, allowing him to really just push through with sweeping strikes so easily.
Exactly what I was talking about. You know, the fact that he's going to try and mirror what this Falstad does. He can split as long as possible. If he's in harm's way, he just hunts away. So he's
harm's way, hunts.
We can just hunt away. He doesn't have to really sort of complain or really sort of stress about his positioning that hard. Wave of Force was picked up like we predicted. Gives him another great interrupt towards that mosh pit. But right now, a level lead is in favor right now for Fission.
I'm really liking how Fission are playing this, to be honest. Look at how just annoying they're being. They've got formulas in the bottom. Of course, they have the global pressure of the Illidan at the moment with on the Hunt. So look at this Hiccup dying to take the front line, and Revolve to Solve actually getting mid as he dwarf toss into Mooks there. So may get caught out by a couple of Helling Blasts and whatnot. Nice dispersion from Jim Jam at the back line there. But here comes Felsen. He's actually really out of position there. So if they were watching out for that, they could have got a kill.
Collapse, absolutely. If Revolve to Solve was right there, a stun would have greeted him on landing.
Oh wow, here comes a bit of a big play here, but we do see a big two-man mosh to kick things off, and that is just massive here. But we do see actually Dim Jam sitting at the back, and Revolve to Solve as well, going so low. Fusion surely going to take this fight away.
Stimpack,
yeah, Stimpack as well. So I mean, we've called all the ults so far. That's pretty impressive, I must say.
Absolutely. Look at that, a Stimpack Jimmy. What can you do? Jimmy Raynor making the plays. I'm so glad to see Jimmy. My very first hero that I used to play back in Alpha, my first level 10, my first master skin. Great to see him in the competitive stage again. Yeah, definitely. He's always been strong, but you know, like we said before, he hasn't always been picked, and especially recently. So a couple of other 80 carries maybe considered to be a bit better. And we do see Greymane just desperately trying to drop those shields as hard as he can before anything goes down. But we might see them actually defend this and go for a bit of a fight, seeing as it's not level 13. The funny thing is, if they're all clumped up as a 5-man stack, they get the buff from both ETC as well as Raynor for attack speed. Wow. So everybody is going to be doing a lot more damage. So it's almost favourable for them to not split. They actually got a hard camp in that space of time as well. And we do see the Team Fusion are actually trying to respond to a similar thing. But Nick the Mick may actually get picked off here. So this is pretty bad for Team Fusion. Gust in 3 seconds as well. Wow, so unfortunate there. So
they do get the pick. This is probably going to mean they may be able to get the Immortal. They're going to be able to contest it very easily. That's very easy to say, but you know, Hiccup doesn't have his ETC ultimate. They must be feeling pretty confident. Hyperion cooldown as well. Chop sitting at the back line and Demise going pretty deep now. Hunt on cooldown in the next 18 seconds, so they need to play this pretty chill. Yeah, so look at this, they're just really posturing for it.
Mosh is not available for another 25 seconds. They just can't do anything. They had to wait for Fausta to come in. He needs to set something up with that gust. He's going to fly in very shortly, I'm sure. The halfway point is about to be met, both on very low health, both at that halfway sort of
Here
XP.
we go, Skimmy. Here comes the Cinder Ghost as well. It's going to come up very shortly. Here comes the ult. Mighty Gust is being used already. Hiccup, Hux, and all the rest of it sitting back at the back line. So, oh wow, he's very safe. Oh wow! Very nice by Demise and Jim there, managing to get 2 kills just like that, but actually losing the Raygun in the exchange. James may go down as well. Nice Stormbolt to actually get very close to getting that kill, but wow. You know, Fission, they are so confident.
No way did that just happen. That's crazy. I mean, they all just collapsed on him. Fausta tried to come in with that money gust and try and blow everybody back, but then he just separated himself from the rest of the team. So whether it was worth, probably not. You know, Hux was just taken out without being able to stem. Raynor was just popped for free at the very end. And they find themselves another Immortal, this time with a 12k shield. That's nothing to joke about.
To be honest, Skimmy, I was really thinking that for the most part of this game, Fusion were really looking to be the aggressors and really...
Absolutely.
Illidan, Demise, again, showing that, you know, getting the camps at the right time, doing the right things at the right time really pays off. And they've been getting further and further ahead in the XP. They now have an easy camp pushing the top as well as this half-shielded Immortal.
And that's something that people sort of overlook at times. Is like, oh, you know, this game is very simple, which is the case of my micro, you know, just jump in, get a few kills, cool, but you know, it's a lot of macro as well in terms of, you know, where do we go, what do we do, when do I pick up this camp. Revolve to Solve actually jumps in with the stun, leading onto Raynor. The Hunt goes straight onto Ward's medic, but the Gust comes out to sort of prevent anything from following up.
It's already an ultimate being used, though, Skimmy. So they've got, you know, Cinder Ghost is down for the next 15 seconds, Raynor's ultimate's down, and Gust is down for 50 seconds. So they have the main ultimates, they have the ETC Mosh Pit, so they can make a play if they really choose to. I don't think it would be wise for Fission to be sticking around for too much longer. They do have what they need, you know, they got the Immortal down, and it's pushed as much as they need it to be. And they've got now themselves a 2-level advantage. The 2-man Mosh has already been popped. He has been stunned though, so there has been interrupted. James has been dropped pretty hard as well. 1 pick for the side of ETC. Cinder Ghost are missing completely everyone on that target there, unfortunately. Howling Blast getting a bit of worth, but not too much. And Jim Jam coming in with the resets, trying to do as much damage. Fission look like they may be taking this away.
It just seems to be that story once again of this coordination. If the Cinder Ghost had come out a little bit earlier, they wouldn't have been able to have such a free run. It came at the very end when he died, when pretty much the rest of the team were on retreat. So just not finding as much value as possible. Here's a scary thought though. Fission are deciding we're feeling confident. We can go for a core. They're banging on it right now with only 2 members up. 5 seconds until it really respawns. That Gust might have done it though. They're taking a fair chunk of damage, but they're still going for the core.
Yeah, they're certainly going for it. This could be the end of this series today, ladies and gentlemen. But look at this. They're going a bit too aggressive, I must say. Revolt to Solve and Jim Jam, the only ones left alive. Wow, they've taken it down to 35%, and wow, eat my words, Skimmy, eat my words.
Absolutely. I mean, a risky play and something that you should never really do against a Fausta, because he can just gust you away. You're slowed.
I thought they'd back off after the gust.
You know what I mean? Like, but at that sort of stage, they were so committed. I feel like if they tried to run, they would have got no value at all. So they kind of just die for their sins. They've opened up the core, they've opened up the keep, and now that's a core down to 30%. If they go for an Immortal like now, when they respawn, they could just rush that and sneak it in.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that would probably be the better play. I mean, even Illidan himself can probably just jump back really quick. On the Hunt can be used on a minion, right? So,
absolutely.
So yeah, you can definitely just jump back into the fight. I mean, jump back into the midst of things in the base and just go for the core while they're trying to contest that. It's really going to be down to the Illidan how he plays that. But Falstad, being very smart as he is, he's going to push that lane a bit more back. So that's not going to be so possible.
So Fusion now actually capitalized on that one by pushing out top, like Starving mentioned. They actually grabbed the fort in the bot lane, leaving that tower and well up still. So that's going to give them a lot of trading potential. But the next Immortal phase is spawn. This is do or die right now. Fusion need to win this fight, need to win it convincingly. Nick the Mech is going to join in, and his Gust is going to be absolutely crucial for this one. But look how much damage Starving are taking from this orb. Increased range, increased damage. They're all dropped to sort of half already.
I think what they really need to do is when they get a situation like that, they need to punch on it, because obviously Hux isn't going to be able to heal up that quickly. But look at this, they're so split right now, Skimmy. Both teams actually, but there's a bit of an engage going on the bottom there. Nick the Mick getting caught out a wee bit there, and wow, actually getting taken out. Demise getting a nice early kill. Cinder Ghost being popular. Hull receiving the Ancestral Spirit as well. Revolve to Soul punching away with the Avatar, probably not going to go down anytime soon. ETC Mosh Pit onto 2 members, but he actually got knocked out of there for a short moment in time. But look at Hux getting chased down by Demise. This is surely going to spell GG, I'm afraid, Skimmy.
Absolutely.
And wow, what a game.
I mean, It's going to sound extremely critical, but it just seems that the coordination of Fusion at the end there, it was starting to wither away. It started off really cool, and then I was thinking, hey, they have a real shot in this one, but at the end there, it just seems, the mosh pit coming out whenever he's dead, the Sindragosa once again not finding any value. Usually you're looking to use the Sindragosa to initiate the fight. If they jump onto you, you just literally blast at the first person. The people that are trying to chuck on and come through as well, they can't do anything.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, very well played. I have to give it to Fusion though. I think, considering the first couple of games we saw, they were a bit, warming up. They missed a couple ults. Definitely feeling a bit. That was pretty funny there. Oh, that was my phone of all things. But you know what? It's pretty interesting that they actually managed to pick it up very nicely. They picked up their games and their performance towards the later stages of matches, and I actually think Fusion played really well. That team comp really nice. Their early game was fantastic. It's just Fission being such a maybe more experienced team. They just managed to pick it away with these really nice fights.
Yeah, just the coordination as the fights went on. I mean, that first blood at the start looked great for them, but Fission, with the more well-rounded experience, find themselves the winner once again, week 2, and now to be week 3. I mean, if we look at the damage there, 66k was coming out of that grenade. Actually, that Li Ming, really. Jim Jam doing such a great job on that hero.
But to cut that short, Skimmy, why don't we ask Kit Fox and the viewers over there who they thought the MVP was for that last and final game? Of course, that was a best of 3, which means, if you didn't quite catch that, it means Fission are taking it away for the second week in a row. So, hands together for Fission. Pat yourselves on the back, boys. You're taking away another 50 smackaroos. That's you shouting the drinks again tonight. So, they've been having a couple of rough weeks in terms of, drinking alcohol, I guess you could say. But Kid Fox, who are they loving in the chat there? Is there any MVP suggestions?
There have been a couple special mentions. A couple players thought that Hux had a good game. Demise was special mention as well. And Lahal too there. But they are loving Chop on the radar for the MVP, the Twitch chat viewers, boys. So Chop is the nomination from the players. What do you make of that?
I would say, he landed a lot of good ancestrals there, so
really
allowed Lahal to be as aggressive as possible. Yeah. I would say, across the board, Fission played pretty well. I'd be saying it's between really Chop and Jim in my opinion.
Yeah, my personal opinion, I would probably say, I'd have to go with Jim Jam. Li Ming playing so well. It was just not enough for Hux to deal with in those fights. Playing such a good early game, but we saw the orb damage really piling on up. Li Ming, Jim Jam, I think that would be my money.
Alrighty, so there we go. So Jim Jam does find himself going into the draw there. Congratulations, you will also go into the draw to win yourself a Plantronics Reg 500 HD headset, which will be drawn at the end of July. Thanks everybody for tuning in for Gamestah Ember Series Week 3. We will be back once more, same time, same place next week, as we now pass you back off to Kit Fox for any closing final thoughts.
What a series, ladies and gentlemen. We have seen the Fission guys take it out for the second week in a row during the absence of negative synergy over at DreamHack. But who cares? They've scored themselves $100 for playing video games, and you can too. The M Series is open for another month on top of what we already have it open for. So it's open till the end of July. So if you haven't already got in, get your team together, get your mates up, and have a crack at the $50 as well as that sweet Rig 500 HD headset from Plantronics. Don't forget, if you are playing next week, guys, screenshots will be mandatory for the players. So if we do go to we're going to take suggestions, but if it stays the same and we do go to a tiebreaker, we will be going to aggregate kills for both of the teams. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, a huge thank you to Skimmy and Starving, the casters, for this evening. The wizard behind the curtain was Crisis, our producer, and my name is Kit Fox. I was your host. Like us on Facebook and Twitter at Gamestah, and we hope to see you again next week. We love you all. Thanks for watching, and good night.